final look. Can you tell I like it? It's so amazing. My favorite part about this, if you love the blues, first of all, just to get your hands on a Kyanite bracelet, Kyanite of this quality, look at the beautiful inner life, the lively, gorgeous shimmer in those stones. That's all natural, of course, and that beautiful blue. If this is what it was for $129.90, all that sterling silver, look at the sterling silver. But what makes this magic is the fact that it's completely reversible. And on the other side, you have my favorite color, which is the color of a sunset. So if you love sunsets, you have a sunset on your wrist. Look at this. The spiciest, most beautiful golds and oranges and plums. It's fascinating and it's natural. That is all natural, genuine spiny oyster, very rare, difficult to source, difficult to cut in these beautiful cabochons. 2 bracelets, ladies, and here's the best part. Watch when you go to put it on your wrist. It literally puts itself on for you. You go like this, and it grabs. It's magnetic, so it finds the other side, and then you just lock it down. So if you have not placed your order for this yet, do one payment right now, $32.49. You can see for yourself how absolutely beautiful this is. The fact that it's versatile. Jay did this design once before. It completely sold out, but never have we seen this stone combination. Very rare, beautiful stones. And again, what a value for all of us today at only $129.95. I'm amazed at that price. To get 2 bracelets, all handcrafted, all that sterling silver, and the fact that nobody else in the world will ever get to own this bracelet but you. It was made exclusively for you, for our HSN rock collectors, our gem lovers out there. So we're going to introduce you to the man himself. Jay King returns. We always are fascinated by what Jay finds. He travels the globe looking for the rare, the exotic, the unusual. He has been in the business for many years. He has contacts all over the world. He goes directly to the source to bring us these amazing mine finds. And today, I just have to share with you, with over 10,000 of these bracelets spoken for, don't wait another second because it is going like hotcakes here. And there is our Jay digging for buried treasure, and you really found treasure this time. How are you doing?
I'm good. You know, we're going back out to Tucson, but it's still going on. You know, most people don't realize.
Right.
And you go out every year, so you have the reality of how big it is.
So much fun. It is really, the entire gem world converges in Tucson, Arizona for several weeks over the course of the last week in January, all the way through mid to late February. And it's so exciting. If any of you who love gems, if you can ever make an appointment, just put it on your calendar and get there. What's nice about it, a lot of the shows, you know, some of the shows you have to be in the business, you have to have, you know, your wholesale license or whatever, you have to have, you know, you have to be in the business, but there's a lot of shows that are open to the public. So you should try to go if you can, because it's very exciting.
I think it's always, you know, one thing you should put on your bucket list. And it's the biggest show of its type in the entire world.
Yeah, there's nothing else like it.
It's a world event.
It is, isn't it? So tell me about this, because this is the first time we have seen you do this combo. The Kyanite is, I love Kyanite. And this is absolutely gorgeous, Jay. Right. Look at the colors of that stone. And then when you flip it, it's like, oh, what? Oh my gosh.
We started
both bracelets.
We started this actually last year, about the same time. In February last year, we had this bracelet, but we did it in rainbow calsilica and blue turquoise.
Right.
This robin's egg blue turquoise. We sold out in 3 earrings. This year, we had so many people request that they missed out on that bracelet that they were wondering if we were going to do something again. So in March, we decided to go with this combo. We went with this gem grade Kyanite and then Spiny Oyster. And this has all there's 3 different colors in Spiny. You have red, you have orange, and you have the purple.
Yeah.
And you can see they're all different. Now, this is the actual oyster that they harvest and that this comes from. I've knocked the spines off because it'll draw blood. It looks like a porcupine.
I appreciate that. Otherwise, we would need Band-Aids out here.
Well, I tell you what, because if you just pick it up wrong, you're going to get stuck.
Right.
And so I went ahead and knocked the spines up, but you can see where the spines were, right? I mean, it looks like literally like a porcupine.
Yeah,
is what it looks
and you
like.
can see where this natural color is coming from here.
Right.
I mean, look at how absolutely amazing. Isn't Mother Nature just awe-inspiring when you see this?
Well, you know,
it's incredible.
Spiny, it's really kind of unusual. It comes from one location in the world. It comes from the Baja Peninsula, the Sea of Cortez in Mexico. when I was a younger man and I was going to college, we used to have a friend. He had an old Volkswagen van, and what we would do anytime we got a break, because I went to college in southern New Mexico. So what we would do, we were all scuba divers, so we'd throw our tanks, all of our gear into his van, and we'd go down to San Carlos, to Guaymas, to Mazatlan, and we would live on the beach, build big bonfires. We'd eat out of the ocean. We'd take our spear guns with us. We literally, we would take no food. We would just catch everything, or we would buy shrimp. And in the 70s, in the mid 70s, we'd camp out on the beach. There would be huge piles of spiny oyster shells all over the beach. There'd be huge piles of them, and what they would do is the fishermen were harvesting them for the oyster. The oyster meat is just lovely. It's really, really nice. But they had no use for the shell. They had, at that time, nobody really knew about it. People like me and my friends at that time, we were cutting hishi beads. And we were cutting like puka shell, turquoise. We were cutting things in the 70s. It was a real hot thing to have the hishi necklaces.
Yeah.
So
I remember that. I remember wearing puka shells.
Puka shells, remember that? I mean, that's how I got started, was actually cutting puka shells.
That's hilarious.
So my hair was a lot blacker and a lot longer.
Mine too.
So what we did
is funny.
What's really strange, though, that, all of a sudden we started using these materials. And then people kind of realized the value. A lot of the inlayers that did real expensive Native American designs, some of the famous artists started using it in their designs. It became very popular. And then we went down one time, to go diving, and there's no piles of spiny anymore on the beach. And so they realized the value of it, and it's very highly controlled. Okay, there's what's happened now, because they over-harvested it at one time, they shut it all down. It's in all the spinies in a sanctuary right now. They have like about a dozen families that they allow to harvest. There's a season on it, though. They're allowed to harvest twice a year. You have to be grandfathered in. Like, if you want to get in the spiny oyster business, you can't.
So it's like the coral business, kind of.
Yeah, they don't allow any more permits.
Wow.
Highly controlled, and I mean, it's serious. Then what we did is we got this kyanite. I got this kyanite about 3 years ago in Africa. It reminds me a lot of natural blue sapphire, is what it looks like. It has that luster.
Yeah, and this is not dyed. It's not heated. I was showing you like one piece. You can just see that's the natural material right here. And you can see how they have to cut those beautiful oval cabochons from that natural material. And it's just beautiful. I love the way it fits. I can wear both lengths, which I love. They're both so comfortable. They both fit great. So if you have an average wrist, above average, you're going to be absolutely fine. If you have a tiny wrist, obviously, you're going to get a little bit more play on your wrist with this bracelet, but that's a good thing too. So if you are looking for something gorgeous and new and fun and really wearable for every single day, this to me, they call kyanite the blue jeans lover's stone. If you love denim, and most of us do, this is the quintessential stone to add to your wardrobe because it looks fabulous every time you're wearing denim, and it looks amazing with other blues. So like you said, Jay, if you're wearing tanzanite or sapphire or iolite or any of the blues, I love it with turquoise, you mix up those blues. It is the most beautiful, natural, shimmery, just ethereal blue. When you look at it, you see the striations, you see that beautiful azurescence moving through the stone, and it's just as pretty. It almost reminds me of star sapphire.
It does. It almost has like a chatoyancy, a cat's eye effect to it.
Yes.
So you get that natural gleam. And again, kyanite, for people who don't realize this, kyanite is found in a lot of places in the world, but it's all commercial grade kyanite. They use it in the electronics industry for lubricant because it's kind of like graphite. This is the gem grade kyanite. So this is what you need. You saw the natural crystals. This is the material that's the blue, that's hard, and they find small pockets of this. It's really expensive. The rough is quite expensive, and the same thing with the spiny. The spiny is very, very expensive and very limited.
Yeah, and the best part, guys, if you call us right now, we're going to deliver it home. You spend $32.49, and we're going to deliver this to your doorstep. It's going to be there in a few days, and I can't wait for you. You know what I love? You don't need help getting it on. It's smooth. There are no sharp edges. It'll never snag your stockings. It'll never snag a sweater or a top. It's so all these little hinges, the way you've designed this, it's really beautifully done. There's a lot of silver work here.
Yeah.
I mean, this is really artfully made and artfully done. So you can see it's flexible. It's not stiff. So it's one of those bracelets that's really going to, if you're like me, I'm really hard on my jewelry, so I need jewelry that's going to really hold up for me. This is going to hold up for you. This is made to be worn. You might wear it every day. I mean, it's so comfortable and smooth next to your skin. This might be a bracelet you choose to wear every single day, and you can. Why not? And with closing in on close to 11,000, wow, this is the final look. It is the last presentation. This is the final chance to own it. I'd love to get it on your wrist. I think you're going to be so pleased with this. I was blown away when the buyer showed this to me. I could not, well, first I just thought it was a Kyanite bracelet. Thought this is so beautiful. And then you flip it around, it's like, what? How did they do that? You know how hard that is? To do both sides so that it's perfectly, I mean, you would never, you know, sometimes when you have something that's reversible, it looks reversible. Does that make any sense?
Right.
This looks like just, it's perfect. I don't know how. You have very, very good silversmiths who do such gorgeous work for us. Look at how pretty that is.
Well, you think of the logistics in this and think about how many cabochons. You're not just cutting the one set of cabochons. You're actually cutting two sets of cabochons. And they have to be perfect.
Right.
They have to be perfect because they have to match each other by size on each side of the bracelet. And we made this so user-friendly. This is one of those ones where you don't have to sit there. You don't have to struggle putting it on. I know my wife, I mean, she has a lot of things that she's purchased from other artists or she's, you know, acquired in the course of her life. And I literally, she's always constantly cannot put them on.
Right.
And so she comes get me, I have to go find my reading glasses.
Right.
And you have to sit there. It's literally a production. Some of them have really small closures. They're really difficult.
Do you know how many women will pass on buying a bracelet if it looks hard to put on? I do that all the time. If it's hard to put on, a lot of times I'm going to pass because I don't want to hassle with it. To your point, to your wife's point, you know, you don't want to always have to have somebody help you get your, and a lot of times there isn't anybody around. And poor Carlos, he's got these big fingers and, you know, he's fiddling around trying to get me in my bracelets. So it's nice when you can just do it yourself. And this literally, look at, it finds the other side. That is the most, it's the most amazing thing. And then there's a safety. Always use your little seat belt to lock it down, to keep it in place on your wrist, and you're good to go. But it literally takes a second to put it on. And I love that. I love that you'll wear it more because it's easier to wear.
And,
right?
you know, these are great layering pieces. And anybody who got in on last year's February Today special, this will go. This will complement it. You just think about it. If you get this, you have so many different ways that you can wear. So you could wear the one last year was rainbow calsilica and the clear blue robin's egg turquoise. You can wear that in conjunction with this. That will go beautifully with the colors of the Spiny or with the Kyanite. So it's a great base piece. It's a great layering piece. It's a great single piece, just like Sue. Does that look beautiful on her wrist or what? Isn't that just gorgeous?
And you can see, there's something about this particular blue. It evokes the sky, water. It's very cooling. It's calming. Look at that. The blue is gorgeous. And then you flip it around and you have this breathtaking sunset on your wrist, and it's capturing all those beautiful spicy colors that we love to wear. And it looks amazing with neutrals. It looks great with camel. It looks great with even bright pop colors. Beautiful with oranges and pinks and reds. Wine is such a big color this year. Look at all the colors. It's like the Spiny, Oyster, you know, and Pantone are working together here. I mean, look at how beautiful the colors are that you are able to capture. And I love what you've done here because it's by design. I mean, every stone, you'll see it alternates. So you kind of have the purples, the oranges, and the golds, purple, orange, gold, all the way across. But clearly, no two are identical because these are not dyed.
No.
It almost looks like it's hand painted, doesn't it?
Right. They're all the natural colors of Spiny. Yeah. And, you know, it comes in those three colors, but purple being the most rare. It's really hard to get the purple material, purple shell.
Yeah, I believe that. I mean, really, you know, even when you look at this shell, you know, you can see there's a little bit along the lip there.
Yeah, we only use the lip. The rest of the shell is really, there's not really much you can do with it.
Oh.
We cut it up and we'll make it into beads. Wow. But really, all these cabochons are cut from around the rind, around the lip.
So there's, and the lips are all different color.
Yeah. See, this is more the red. Yeah. It also comes in an orange and then this is the purple, and this is the one.
Cool.
Less than probably 5% of the total yield is this.
I see. So this is where all the stones are cut
that's
from,
where
just this edge.
And you see,
wow.
it depends on how fat the lip is.
Yeah.
Actually, how much material you have there, so you can actually cut the cabochons.
That is the coolest thing. I cannot even believe it. I mean, really. Isn't that lovely? It's really like lipstick color. I love the color. And that's that spiny oyster, the lip of the spiny oyster. As you call in to order, stay on the phone. Jay and I would love to say hi. We'd love to meet you. It's always fun to get connected. It's always fun for you to join the conversation with us. So let us know. I know Jay has so many thousands and thousands of collectors out there. If you are one of our Mind Find J. King collectors, share your own favorite stories with us today. Okay, we have to go. Do not hang up. Stay where you are. We will continue to take all of your orders until these are gone. This is the last look. It is the final presentation. I'm so glad you're ordering yours. The 7 and 1/8 inch length is still available.